Hello, it's CraftyRia and welcome to my craft room. Today I'm going to do one of my favorite things, which is recycling Christmas cards. A family member, Marcia, sent me a wonderful package of Christmas cards recently, and I do want to recycle them. But in that package of Christmas cards were some of these cards that had family photos on them. I don't know any of the people that are in the photos, and I covered up their faces. And some of them I've already cut the names off of. But I don't have a use for the, the pictures with the people that I don't know. But I do want to recycle these into new cards. I don't really want to throw them away. So I'm coming to you today with some ideas for how to recycle some of these cards that you may have or that someone may give you. So I thought this one here with this frame was really pretty. And it had their names signed down here, just their first names. So I went ahead and took some bling from my bling box and just put it over that. And I went through the rest of my cards to find something that would go in here. And this was one of those cards that was in there. And I thought this Christmas tree would look really good in there. I went ahead and cut off the name of the person who sent it. Then we have this card, and I thought I could reuse this tree. It had the family name down here, so I went ahead and used some of this tape that I got from the Dollar Tree. It was in a 3-pack. It had red, gold, and green. And I used a piece of the gold and cut it out and put it right over their name. And then I thought with this card I could use the Merry Christmas sentiment. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with, why don't we start with this one? So like I said, I covered up their name, and I looked on the back, and it had this Santa from Oklahoma, and I thought about using him for a card, but then I thought I really like the front of this much better. And so like I said, I used some bling from my bling box. It was this bling, and it has kind of a holographic effect to it. All different colors. I got a big sheet of this at the Dollar Tree. In case you're wondering what my bling box is, this is my overflowing bling box. If you've seen my other videos, you've seen me use my bling box many times. I love it. It's one of my favorite things. Okay, so I do want to cut this Christmas tree down so it'll fit inside this rectangle. I almost said square, but if my husband is watching, I will get in trouble because that's not a square. It is a rectangle. So I'm going to measure this rectangle, and I will need to cut a piece that is 2 7/8. I'll see if I can get it up there for you to see. 2 7/8 by 4 inches. So I want to measure it up on this and see it will be wide enough and it will be tall enough. So that is good. And there's this little tiny sentiment at the bottom. What does it say? Let heaven and nature sing. So I'm going to cut that sliver off in case I want to use it on something. Probably not, but I will put it in my scrap box. It's really little. but I will set that aside. So I know I need to cut this down as close to the top as I can to get my 4-inch mark. And then I will cut it at 4 inches. And then I think I said 2 7/8. Yes. So I want to look at this again and see. I'm going to have to cut as close to those leaves as I can. I need to take just a sliver more off of this side so it kind of comes up even in the card. Line it up at 2 7/8. There we go. So we have that cut out, and let's see how it looks on here. I'm going to take a hair of a sliver off the bottom. And that's what I mean by a hair of a sliver. Not measured. It's my formal measurement, hair of a sliver. A sliver of a hair. There we go. And then I have to decide if I want to mat this up so there is some dimension to it. I might actually, I have this gold color, this bronze color. I might put it on that. I don't think it goes with the rose gold enough. So I think instead of raising it up, I'm going to just put it flat onto the card. I buried my tape runner. I want to put adhesive as close to the edge as I can. And a couple pieces down the center because I really don't want this to come off. And then have the recipient see the picture underneath. I want to line it up as best I can. There we go. Uh-oh. I want to take it off and put it on the right way. That is a CraftyRia blooper. Don't tell anybody. Okay, now that it's facing the right way, I'm going to use my bone folder and burnish it down really good. And this bling, it does come on a string of adhesive, and all I did was stick it down right over the names. And then for this card, I have a 5x7 card base. I happen to have a whole pack of these, and I thought it looked good with this green. The only thing is there's a little extra room on the bottom and top versus the sides, and I want it to be even. I don't want to cut any off this card because the corners are rounded. So I'm going to take just a sliver off one of the sides. It'll still fit in the envelope well enough. Okay, now that does look a little more even as far as all four sides go. I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this. And then I'm going to stick it down onto this card base. All right. Now I want to add a little something to the Christmas tree in the middle to kind of jazz it up. So I'm going to get my Bling box out again. And I have this pearl bling. And I thought that would be really pretty on it. It would add some elegance to it. And again, these are also on a strand of adhesive. I got these from AliExpress. And I'm just putting them right along where there's the garland on the tree. Okay, so now the tree has some pearl garland on it, but it needs a star at the top. And I can use one of these silver pieces or one of these that I used at the bottom. I'll probably use one of these just to match. All right, so there we go. Now this card is essentially done. It is a 5x7 card, and it was made from one of the cards that have somebody's picture in it. I think that came out pretty good. We used 2 cards to make 1 card. My next card will be using this that says the So Very Merry. And I will be using some stuff from my stash for this. So I'm going to go ahead and use my paper cutter and trim out this Christmas tree. I'm not going to worry about this piece at the top. I'm going to go ahead and line it up in my paper trimmer. First of all, I'm going to cut this top part off so I can line it up better. So that way I can see that line at the top a little bit better. There we go. There, and we just cut that edge, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side. There we go. And for this card, I have a base that measures 4 inches by 5.5. It is almost an A2 size card, but not quite. I have a bunch of envelopes that fit the 4-inch widths. That's why I'm going to go ahead and use it. I thought it would work well with this. So I'm going to use this and cut out a little tree trunk, I think. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this for the tree trunk or something else. But let me just cut a little piece. Just to get an idea. Okay, and I have to decide what I'm going to mat this on. I have a couple of choices. That is going to be too narrow. I have this paper. I have that paper. I think those are a little too wild. I have this green sparkly paper. I have this red sparkly paper. I'm not loving any of those. I have this gold and brownish color sparkly paper, and you know, I think that might go good with this, but I'm not sure if it stands out quite enough. I have to decide if I like that better or this green. I think the green gives a really good contrast. So maybe I'll just do the green. It happens to be a good width. Anyway, this was a piece in my stash, and that'll add some sparkle to it. So I'm going to cut this 1/8 of an inch smaller. So I'll do it at 5 3/8. And that lines up pretty good. Okay, so I have to decide if I want this brown piece to be at the bottom or if I want to do a different color trunk, such as a piece of this gold. I'll use a smaller piece of the gold. Let me cut a little piece of this and see. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I could cut this pretty much in half. Okay, I'm going to start by adhering this green paper. I got this green paper in the open stock portion of Pat Catan's that was going out of business. It was very inexpensive at their going out of business sale. I bought all of the green and red sparkly papers that they had because, you know, I have to have them for crafting my Christmas cards. Now I need a topper for that, and I went ahead and pulled these snowflake stickers. They're from Recollections. I got them in a snowflake swap that I was in, and I thought this gold one would go good at the top. I want to make sure I have enough room. I think that's going to be perfect. So I'm going to put a little bit of tape down here at the bottom, middle, so I can line it up on this tree trunk. Just kind of eyeballing it. Get it kind of close to the center. I don't think anybody is going to come along and measure. I'm going to go ahead and put some tape along the back of this. Down the center. Make sure I get it up to the point. Okay, there we have our Christmas tree. And then we have our snowflake, which will be the Christmas tree topper. I think that came out really, really cute. Now we have this other Christmas card. I'm going to go ahead and cut the Merry Christmas sentiment off of this. There we go. And then on the back, let me cover up their names. It has wishing you a Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year. And I'm going to go ahead and cut that sentiment out as well. And this has sort of the same colors as this, so I'm going to use that inside of this card. See if I have anything to mat it on that will add just a little bit of excitement to it. I'm going to use this. It doesn't quite match the front when it's put next to it. But unless it's not, you know, put next to it, you would never know. This piece is the right width. So I think having it inside and not being the exact color, I don't think that's going to make a difference. There we go. And then I will put just a Merry Christmas or a simple sentiment on the inside of this one. I just don't have one handy. Okay, so I moved some stuff around on the insides of the card. I was able to take this Merry Christmas off of the gold piece that was here. It wouldn't come off of the white card. It was ripping it, but it came off of the gold because it's kind of shiny. And I went ahead and put it in here because that'll say So Very Merry Christmas. So I think that's kind of cute. And I took the back of this other card where it said, wishing you a Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year. And I cut that sentiment out and cut it in half and stuck it on there. So we have that. Merry Christmas, wishing you a Merry Christmas and all the best in the new year. I think that really came out good, and I was able to use more of those cards. And then I still have this strip of this really neat, like a sage green color to use for something else in the future. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, please give it a thumbs up and click that subscribe button down at the bottom. I will be making more videos all through the year of recycling Christmas cards, plus some other cards and other projects throughout the year, so you don't want to miss any of those. If you haven't already joined my Facebook group, I would love it if you did. It's called Create with CraftyRia, and they are just a wonderful bunch of ladies. We're just getting started over there, and we'd love for you to join us. Also, please leave a comment below and let me know what you think. Let me know if you have a lot of this type of card with people's pictures and you just don't know what to do with them, or what you do with them if they are your family. Do you keep them in a photo album or a binder or something like that so you can remember them and see them through the years? Please let me know. I'd be interested. Thanks again for watching. I do appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. And until the next time, go get crafting. Bye-bye.